Hello everyone, I am Ananya Jain, student of BBLLB Batch 1. For today's video presentation, my topic is different types of cooperative banks in India and their functions. So let's start with the topic. These are the topics which we will be covering in this particular presentation. That what is a cooperative bank, functions of cooperative bank, types of cooperative banks in India, primary cooperative credit society, central cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, land development banks, and lastly we will conclude the whole topic. Firstly, we'll understand what is a cooperative bank. So, cooperative banks are small financial institutions that offers lending facilities to small businesses in both urban and non-urban regions. These are monitored and regulated by the Reserve Bank of India and comes under the Banking Regulations Act 1949 as well as the Banking Laws Act 1965. The cooperative banks have a huge significance for the small businesses as these have around 67 penetration in villages and account for 46% of the net funding for the rural businesses through support for processing, housing, warehousing, transport, dairy, etc. Now comes the functions of cooperative bank. It provides financial assistance to people with small means and protects them from the leeches of money lenders providing loans and other services at a higher rate at the expense of the needy. It supervises and guides affiliated societies. Then next function is that rural financing. That means it provides financing to rural sectors like cattle farming, crop farming, hatching, etc. at a comparatively lower rates. Then it provides financing for small scale industries, personal finance, home finance and all. Then it mobilizes funds from its members and provides interest on the invested capital. Next comes the types of cooperative banks in India. So there are four types of cooperative banks in India. First is the primary cooperative credit society, then central cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, and the last is the land development banks. Now we will understand each bank one by one with the help of following slides. So first is the primary cooperative credit society. So the primary cooperative credit society is an association of borrowers and non-borrowers residing in a particular locality. These offer credit services in the urban and semi-urban regions. Thus, they are not considered agricultural credit societies. The funds of the society are derived from the share capital and deposits of the members and loans from central cooperative banks. Borrowing constitutes the most important element of their working capital. The borrowing powers of the members as well as of the society are mixed but may differ from state to state. The loans are given to the members for the purchase of cattle, fodder, fertilizers and pesticides. Now is the central cooperative banks. So these banks are organized and operated at the district level and can be of two types. First is the cooperative banking union and the second is the mixed control cooperative bank. So in the first type, the members of the banks are cooperative societies only. However, in the second bank, the members can be of cooperative societies as well as individuals. The central cooperative bank lend money mainly to the affiliated primary societies with typical loan tenure lending between 1 to 3 years. These banks provide finance to the member societies within the limits of the borrowing capacity of societies. They also conduct all the business of a joint stock bank. Now the category of cooperative bank is state cooperative banks. So the state cooperative bank is a federation of central cooperative bank and acts as a watchdog of cooperative banking structure in state. It procures funds from state capital, deposits, loans and overdrafts from the RBI, that is the Reserve Bank of India. The state cooperative banks lend money to central cooperative banks and primary societies and not directly to the farmers. With the help of the state cooperative banks, the Reserve Bank of India funds the cooperative institutions. These banks also get loans at an interest rate of 1% to 2% lower than the standard bank rate. Now, the fourth and the last one is the land development banks. These are organized in three tiers, namely state, central and primary level, with the objective to meet the long-term credit requirements of the farmers for developmental purposes. The sources of funds for these banks are debentures subscribed by both central as well as the state government, as these banks do not accept deposits from the general public. However, this responsibility was recently transferred to the National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development. Now lastly, let's conclude the whole topic to get more clarity. So, a cooperative bank is a financial entity which belongs to its members who are at the same time the owners as well as the customers of their bank. It follows the principle of one shareholder, one vote and no profit, no loss. Cooperative banks plays an integral part in the implementation of development plans and are important for effective functioning of the banking system in India. India is termed as an underbanked country, and after so many scams, it is a need of the hour to take necessary measures to remedy the loosen and to boost the confidence and trust of the public in the banking system. That was all for today's presentation. Thank you and have a great day.